Welcome to Deluxe. We admire the world's most beautiful and exclusive jewellery. From Tiffany and Jar, through million-dollar diamonds, to the rising stars of the jewellery industry. We find that all that glitters is indeed not just gold. Recently, an exhibition in London brought to the British public a breathtaking glimpse of exquisite design from Tiffany's, the world-renowned American jewellery house.
Tiffany's work isn't so well known in the UK. Very few people are aware of the very long and distinguished history that Tiffany can boast. And if anything, the name is known as a historic name. It's known for glass and the sort of wonderful Art Nouveau lamps made by Louis Comfort Tiffany. And really this is a chance to show what Tiffany was doing in jewellery terms.
Charles Tiffany opened a fancy goods store in New York in 1837, and he called it Tiffany & Co. And expert craftsmanship and design soon had the store winning medals and attention in 19th century international exhibitions. The Tiffany style was a revolution at the time. Rather than using classic gemstones on their own as European designers were doing, Tiffany often combined multicoloured stones and freshwater uncultured pearls, many of them sourced in America. Some of the 200 pieces on display are familiar, such as the now classic heart outline, available in silver, gold or diamond encrusted. Other pieces, such as the silver spur and bejewelled American flag, reveal the unique American aesthetic that has made a Tiffany's piece a must for any jewellery aficionado. Tiffany's also played a leading role in the 1961 cult hit Breakfast at Tiffany's, when Audrey Hepburn gazes longingly in the Tiffany store window at 6 in the morning after a long night out. Also included in the exhibition was an exquisite pearl necklace, almost identical to the one American President Abraham Lincoln bought for his wife to wear to the inaugural ball. A rare opal collar in the Aztec style was first exhibited in 1900 at the Great Paris Exhibition, where it won the Grand Prix.
It's a superb piece with these magnificent fire opals. George Kunz, Tiffany's gemologist, talks about going to Mexico to these opal mines, largely on sort of ox carts and the back of donkeys, and a very uncomfortable journey. And he describes the stone as being each one like a miniature sunset in the palm of your hand. But in this amazing collar, we have a whole river of these stones. Said at the time to be the finest collection of fire opals in the world, and I doubt whether it's been surpassed.
But perhaps the star of the show is also one of the oldest. This massive, priceless yellow diamond, at over 128 carats, was the personal property of Mr. Tiffany himself. Joel Arthur Rosenthal, better known by his initials, Jar, is one of the most coveted modern jewellers by those in the know. Most of the time, his unique and very exclusive pieces are only admired by his tiny client list. But in his one-off London exhibition, the public were able to see over 400 pieces by what one critic has called the greatest living jeweller. In Jar's famous Paris shop, buyers are given torches in order to view his diamond, ruby and sapphire creations. The London show has recreated this intimate atmosphere, and it proves perfect for viewing the unusual designs of the reclusive American-born designer.
It's inspired by nature, it's inspired by color, and the quality of the stones he uses, the quality of the mountings. He uses a very special, mysterious metal which is darkened, and he has a very special way of setting stones. So when I see rare colored stones, motif inspired by nature, the darkened metal, and gems which are not heat-treated, I think this is probably a Jar jewel.
All the individual pieces on display have been lent by their owners, who are for the most part royalty, film and music celebrities. In lending their jar piece, they have forfeited what may be one of their greatest status symbols. Each intricate piece is handmade and custom designed and involves years of painstaking work.
He wanted others than the maybe 1,000 or 1,500 clients he done in the world to appreciate his work. He wanted students in jewelry. He wanted people who were interested in design, interested in jewelry, to see what he's been doing, because otherwise the younger artist or the younger jeweler would never get a chance to see these pieces.
Neil Lane, jeweler to the stars, has also revealed his exclusive designs in his brand new Los Angeles flagship store. At the private opening, the celebrities came out in force.
He has such eclectic taste. I mean, he has anything you could ever want for any style you're wearing. It's there, and he's such a wonderful person. I always feel like I always look on his wall that he used to have with all the celebrities, and I'm like, oh my God, he has huge celebrities come in here, and it doesn't matter who you are, you walk in there and he's dressing you for an event, you feel like you're like his top priority.
Neil has said publicly that even in his boyhood in Brooklyn, he had a love for jewelry and art. After completing his degree, he moved to Paris as a young man to pursue a career in jewelry design. In 1985, he moved back to the United States. Neil's work has been seen on the red carpet, adorning some of the most beautiful women in the world, including Angelina Jolie, Charlize Theron, Jennifer Lopez, and Madonna. His exclusive pieces are often influenced by his extensive collection of historical jewels. Neil's work has featured in over 10 exhibitions in major art museums around the world. But his new store is all about getting his work out to a broader audience. An audience with money who are keen to join their favourite celebrity and wear a Neil Lane piece.
Well, the concept of the boutique is having all of Neil Lane jewelry under one roof. It's never really been available. I've had an office where it's been fragmented. I have jewels in Dubai, I have jewels with De Beers, I have jewels with different people, I have different relationships with Saks. But I've never had all my collections under one roof.
Coming up, jewels for the mega rich and diamonds that are not just a girl's best friend. For those with the cash and someone beautiful to give it to, a tiara with a $7.5 million diamond recently went on sale in Hong Kong. This flawless diamond weighs in at a stunning 101 carats and is the largest colourless diamond to appear on the auction market in 18 years. Not only is the diamond internally perfect, it is also an unusual shape, which meant it posed a very special problem for the jewellery designer.
And with this special cutting, I think the best way to fit in is a tiara, because you cannot wear it as a pendant because there's a certain depth of the diamond.
Tiaras have become increasingly popular in the market, selling very well in Asia, the Middle East and Russia. And as with any design containing a highly valuable stone, the piece can be remodelled and still retain its beauty and value. But it will certainly be a lucky woman who will wear this exquisite piece.
I think maybe for market of Dubai, the Middle East, or really for some rich family that they want to buy for their daughter's wedding.
But for some, $10 million isn't too much to spend on an object of stunning beauty. Sotheby's were counting on finding the right buyer when they presented this unique diamond.
Particularly for Asia, we found that quite a lot of the people recently are interested in the very, very good quality diamond, color stones and jewelry. That's why we chose Hong Kong as the destination to sell this diamond.
The white diamond is a 72.22 carat flawless beauty and the largest pear-shaped D-colour or colourless diamond to ever appear in an auction in Asia. The diamond was cut from an original rough diamond of 188.11 carats mined in South Africa and is now only waiting the perfect setting to show off its clarity and brilliance. Diamonds may be a favourite stone for many jewellery aficionados, but a top-quality ruby is a truly dazzling thing. Christie's recently presented a rare ruby ring for sale. In rubies, the colour is what makes for an outstanding stone.
We're offering what we think is really the ideal ruby. The stone weighs 8.01 carats. It's perfectly red, what they call in the trade a pigeon blood red ruby. The color that you have when you just kill a pigeon and the first drop of blood that comes off. This is the red color that you're supposed to see in the ideal ruby, and this is what we have.
A ruby is judged by its clarity, just as a diamond is, and slight internal imperfections should occur. These indicate to an experienced gemologist that the stone is real and not a synthetic or substitute stone. This ruby attracted a lot of attention from the Asian market, due to its carat weight being 8, a lucky number. Christie's were expecting it to sell for around $2 million US. Diamonds took centre stage at a recent China jewellery fair in Shanghai, upstaging more traditional gold and jade jewellery. The development of the diamond jewellery industry has been going on for the last decade. It started in the early 90s because of the rise in the economic status of the country. Also, everyone has developed a wider view of what they see as beautiful. So as incomes rise, it is enough to support the consumption of luxury items. Young people are behind the shift in tastes in China as they follow their European contemporaries and embrace diamonds as the ultimate status symbol. Many of the older generations still favour more traditional wedding and anniversary gifts of jade and gold. Marketing diamonds to men has also emerged as a new trend, with rings, pendants, bracelets and even belt buckles becoming increasingly popular. The men's series is something that is overlooked in the Chinese market. Jewellery has been targeted at female consumers, but there is demand from male consumers in China. Our customers are those who have a taste for beauty, are of a certain social status and achieved a considerable amount of monetary strength. Even in England, where men are supposedly men, jewellery is becoming much more acceptable for the male of the species to wear.
Social trends do affect the sale and design of jewellery because this is a very fashion-orientated industry. You're seeing large pieces coming through, you're seeing very bold statements, Indian look. Men's jewellery is definitely on the up, and you've got pop stars, you know, who are wearing a lot of jewellery and showing it off nicely.
Only decades ago, a wedding ring was an unusual sight on a man's hand. But now many wealthy music and sports stars spend their cash on diamonds, and not just for their girlfriends and wives. At the International Jewellery London Fair, more than 600 designers from 30 countries presented their wares to retail buyers. It is the UK's largest trade event. The sheer amount of exclusive jewellery being sold and bought indicates a strong interest in diamonds and other things that glitter, for women and for men. Valentine's Day is traditionally a day where sweethearts remind each other of their love. And what better way to do this than buy an expensive piece of jewellery? In Geneva, luxury jewellery stores put their most beautiful objects on display, hoping to lure wealthy customers into their shop. Me, for St. Valentine's? A watch, because I'm a watch fan. I'd like to have a 6th watch, but I know I won't have it, so I think of something else. Geneva's boutiques benefit from a permanent abundance of international workers, often with loved ones at home in another country. It is estimated that up to 80% of customers in luxury jewellery and watch stores are wealthy foreigners in town for a short time. At all festivity times, there is a customers' increase, but I think I can say it's St. Valentine all year long here. Many of modern jewellery's top designers began their working life at Goldsmiths College in the UK. At a special exhibition in London, the best young craftsmen and women had the opportunity to wow the public with their silversmith and jewellery designs. In an unusual step, the curator broadened her invite list for the show.
Instead of just using young new graduates as rising stars, I decided to mix it a little and indeed have selected people who just graduated from the Royal College of Art last year, but also with a couple of people who have been practicing for some time but have never really caught the public imagination, whose work I think is totally brilliant. And I just want people to come and see and open their eyes and their minds to jewellery that isn't conventional.
The road to becoming a jewellery designer is not easy and involves years of work honing a craft which requires precision, creativity and great technical skill. Keo Sato's designs are inspired by nature and the natural world, and her delicate pieces are the result of much experimentation to achieve natural textures and movement.
What I like is quite light feeling, because if you see the nature, for example, like a plant or the leaves, and it's never really heavy or very solid. So I like that kind of feeling into my piece.
With talent, hard work and a little luck, these young designers may one day see their work adorning a pop star, a member of royalty, or a movie star striding the red carpet. Coming up, glittering jewellery collections and the neck piece that started hearts thumping the world over. $6 million worth of exquisite jewellery owned by billionaire philanthropist Doris Duke went up for sale at auction in New York recently, offering buyers a unique opportunity to own part of a historical and significant collection. Some of the 110 pieces, such as this 19.2 carat Tiffany diamond ring, were inherited from her mother.
The ring is just important because of the diamond. It's just a stone, but it's a very rare stone because it's the best you can have in color and the best you can have in clarity. It's also an old stone, which is from this mythic Golconda mines in India, which doesn't exist anymore. The necklace is something different. It's a beautiful Belle Epoque necklace from Cartier, and it's very rare to find on the market such a piece in excellent condition with no alteration.
Doris was the only child of American tobacco and energy tycoon James Buchanan Duke, who died in 1925 when she was 12, leaving her around $100 million US. Unlike her mother, Doris did not flaunt her wealth conspicuously. Fluent in 9 languages, she travelled extensively and took jewels she had bought on her travels back to her favourite designers to create unique pieces.
Her jewelry is more interesting because she traveled a lot to India. She loved this country. She discovered during her honeymoon, and she bought a lot of stones like loose stone, rubies, semi-precious stones, and brought that with her back to United States. And she had them mounted by famous jeweler, by Verdura, by Webb, and it was really a collaboration between the jeweler and her, for the work, the craftsmanship, and what she wanted.
The proceeds from the auction went to the Doris Duke Charitable Foundation to be used in child protection, the environment, medical research and the arts. For fans of rare and antique jewellery, the biannual Christie's Jewellery Auction is a date not to be missed. In this sale are items from 2 royal collections. Her Royal Highness Princess Maria Gabriella di Savoia, inherited from her mother, Her Majesty Queen Maria José of Italy, and jewels from Her Royal Highness Princess Elizabeth of Yugoslavia. The centrepiece of the sale was an antique tiara from Italy from approximately 1890. This unique piece is valued at around $1 million US and offers a rare opportunity to buy an excellent example of Fabergé craftsmanship. The sale also included an antique turquoise necklace, 2 bracelets, a brooch and a pair of ear pendants, what is known in the jewellery trade as a suite. These stunning pieces date from 1830. Among the jewellery from Yugoslavia were historic Russian pieces, with examples of Fabergé as well as exceptional quality diamonds, pearls and emeralds by Cartier. But sometimes a wealthy client may be more interested in an unset gem in order to have her or his own jewellery custom designed. For this person, the perfect jewel was on offer. This exceptional 7.8 carat blue diamond was discovered in Scotland by someone who had no idea what it was. At a sale price of around £1.5 to £2 million, no doubt they are now very happy with their unexpected find. An extravagant diamond neck piece worn by Nicole Kidman in the smash hit film Moulin Rouge was up for sale recently, and competition to own the coveted piece was fierce.
To start with, you have an extraordinary piece of jewellery. Then, once you combine the association of Nicole Kidman and Hollywood and the film Moulin Rouge, it's got a lot of romance and I think a lot of sex appeal that makes it very interesting.
The diamond neck piece, called Satine after Nicole's character, was the most expensive piece of jewellery to be commissioned for a feature film. Australian jewellery designer Stefano Canturi was given the commission. After 1 month of research, he abandoned modern workshop methods, deciding instead to utilise 100-year-old jewellery crafting techniques to create the unique retro piece. The neck piece took 4 months to create, and unlike many movie props, there is nothing fake about it.
Diamonds run into the thousands, too many for me to count, but we've got over 137 carats, and it's mounted in white gold, and it has an estimate of $700,000 to $1 million.
Another very special piece of jewellery came up for sale at Christie's when Eva Peron's ruby necklace was offered at auction.
First and foremost, it's a beautiful necklace. And then when you add the history of someone like Eva Peron, it does make it more enticing and more interesting, because there is a lot of romance and illusion in our business, and it just makes it a little bit special.
Eva wore the diamond and ruby necklace to official functions and in portraits, including her portrait on a postage stamp. Eva was the glamorous and popular wife of Argentinian President Juan Perón, and her early death from cancer at the age of 33 guaranteed her an immovable place in the hearts of many. The necklace was expected to sell for around $200,000 US. However, previously, a pin owned by Eva and featuring the Argentinian flag had broken all records and sold for $500,000. So the auction house was planning to expect the unexpected. But for those discerning jewellery buyers who have more than enough for themselves, there is always the adored pet who can be adorned. In Russia, a number of jewellers recently presented their collections for pet owners. And just like good jewellery for humans, the sparkles do not come cheap. There are several carats worth of diamonds, emeralds, gold, sapphires in this piece. This is expensive jewellery. In an unusual twist, a Moscow catwalk became a dog walk as models took backseat to pampered pooches with diamond-encrusted clips. Moscow can now lay claim to being the most expensive city in the world, so there is a good chance some of this audience will be reaching for their checkbook later. Proceeds from the fashion show went towards Russian animal welfare group Lisa to help the pets who might not be quite so lucky in life. For the rich, dressing is never complete without a fabulous glittering jewel or two.